The Galaxy Watch 4 Classic came out alongside a bunch of huge changes for the Galaxy Watch ecosystem, most noticeably Wear OS, and many of us snorted at even the idea of Samsung ditching Tizen and going full-time Google. But was it perhaps the right decision, or have Samsung well and truly ruined the Galaxy Watch with this move? Let's see. So it's 2022, it's a good time to revisit the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic after around 6 months or so of pretty intense usage. And let me start by saying that one thing I hated on the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic was that, aside from the bezel, there's really nothing that classic about it, at least nothing that warrants the slightly higher price tag. Even the Galaxy Watch 3 came with a nice leather strap that helps it better resemble a more traditional watch. And yet, I do very much prefer my Galaxy Watch 4 Classic over pretty much everything, especially since I got my silver strap on. Not like that, get your mind out the gutter. Anyway, something important to remember is that there really aren't that many competitors in the Wear OS space that I feel can take on Samsung at the moment. Yes, of course, we have things like the TicWatch, which is a brilliant smartwatch, but it skimps on features. Then we have the new Fossil Gen 6, which has a great design, but again, is lacking on features in comparison to the Galaxy Watches. So I guess your only choices are a Galaxy Watch 4 or an older Galaxy Watch, but then you'd be switching to Tizen. Which brings me nicely onto the question of the day: Wear OS or Tizen? Do you miss the good old days, or have you welcomed Wear OS with open arms? Let me know what you think in the comment section. So let's deep dive into the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic by talking performance. A regular occurrence with smartwatches is that they get sluggish very quickly. And I have to say, I can't complain about the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic at all. And it's highly likely that I've got a lot more watch faces and apps installed than a regular person. In the 6 months or so of usage, I haven't noticed anything that has particularly concerned me with regards to its performance. Yes, it can take a hot minute to get turned on, not like that, but once it's up and running, it's absolutely fine. This is really important, especially for those of you who own an LTE smartwatch, much like this one. This is the 46mm LTE Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. It means that your smartwatch is more reliable and you can genuinely leave the house without your phone. You can use your watch for taking calls, texts, and even use it as a digital wallet with Google Pay. But I must go on a little bit of a rant here. Google Pay is just silly on the Galaxy Watch. It makes you put this silly little pin in, which really does not suit a smartwatch. So perhaps on the Galaxy Watch 5, Samsung, can we please have a fingerprint reader? Anyway, I digress. Since we mentioned the LTE version, we probably should talk about it because this is the LTE version of the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. So if I'm being honest, I actually no longer have mine activated. I moved to a mobile provider who didn't support eSIMs. I know, sucks, but do I miss it? Not particularly. I think LTE watches are for a very specific type of person. I found that actually I rarely, if at all, go out the house without my phone. So I guess the features were kind of wasted on me, and therefore I wasted my money on those features, and I'd hate for you to make the same mistake. It's certainly something you should consider when buying any smartwatch. In terms of functionality though, I found it to work absolutely fine. One common complaint that's going around the Samsung community at the moment is that the watch is overheating and presenting a warning message. Personally, I've tried out the LTE features a lot. I've noticed the watch getting a little bit hotter, but never has it overheated to the point it's giving me a message. So personally, I can't really comment on this, but still, Samsung is not really acceptable to be putting out smartwatches if they are going to have that problem. Performance and LTE functions aside for a moment, I guess the talk of the town with the Galaxy Watch 4 was battery life. Massive improvements over the Galaxy Watch 3. You're getting at least an extra day and a half with the Galaxy Watch 4 in comparison to its predecessor. Samsung state around 40 hours officially, which actually I feel is playing it safe if anything. I've definitely stretched this watch to around 48 hours before now. Is it enough though? Kinda for me, yes. I actually don't mind the battery life on the Galaxy Watch 4. It means I can go out to work with it, use it for a bit of sleep tracking, and then the next day possibly pop it on charge whilst I'm working from home. For others though, battery life is still a huge downside, and I absolutely don't blame you for that. I think with the Galaxy Watch 5, what we need to be doing is getting closer to that 4-day mark. I think that would be a really nice, good point for the Galaxy Watch 5 to aim for. Now I have a lot of good things to say about the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic, but if I'm honest, it's not all plain sailing. There's a lot of things that I feel still need to be ironed out, and a lot of those issues lie in the Play Store. Many of us have experienced the device not compatible message when downloading a watch face, and then there's a watch face ecosystem itself. It's nowhere near as easy to find watch faces as it was with the Galaxy Store. You basically need to know what you're looking for to be able to find it. So I never thought I would say this, but hashtag bring back the Galaxy Store? The watch and Play Store issues, I guess, are a drop in the ocean. There is so much more to the Galaxy Watch 4. The main use cases for a watch like this are sports and health tracking features. I'll be perfectly honest though, I find the most basic features the most useful. I particularly love the steps goals. I like it when my watch tells me to get up and move. They're simple but very effective features that are really easy to come by if you're less technically adept. All my steps info, heart rate, etc is really easy to access, and I think Samsung have done a really good job with the UI here. The Galaxy Watch 4 however brought something new, the body composition analysis tool. This was something that I thought was a huge leap for the Galaxy Watch, and to be honest, I still do. I don't use it as much as I think I should do, but for those of you on a real mission to better themselves, it's almost crucial and arguably a game-changing feature for a smartwatch. What this feature did also bring with it though was a design change for the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. On the Galaxy Watch 3 we got these sort of physical crowns that protruded out from the sides. Now with the Galaxy Watch 4 we've gone back to that original Galaxy Watch design with the flat buttons on the side. So I guess that's my second question of the day. Did you prefer the buttons on the Galaxy Watch 3 or do you like the buttons on the new Galaxy Watch 4 and Galaxy Watch 4 Classic? One of the other fantastic features on the Galaxy Watch 4 has been the exercise features. Another feature that I've been using a lot, mostly for rowing sessions, but what it does do is auto-detect certain workouts as well, most noticeably walking and running. I found this to be great and it eliminated a lot of need to fiddle around and physically set up a workout. And to be honest, even when you do have to do that, it's a walk in the park because Samsung have made it so easy. On top of exercises, we of course have sleep tracking, water reminders, coffee counters, and all sorts of little things to help you keep a closer eye on your health. But as with the Watch 3, we have ECG and blood pressure now, which again, I'll say for certain people is a life-changing feature. There are of course questions about the accuracy of all these things. In the past, I've personally tested the SpO2 and heart rate accuracy of the Galaxy Watch 4, and it's always pretty much been spot on or extremely close to the medical grade equipment I've been using to test it with. Even when I was in hospitals, I was noticing that my Galaxy Watch ECG wasn't too far off what the hospital machine was showing. And that's the thing, some people complain that the watch isn't giving spot on results every time, but I don't think it's meant for that. I think having something on your wrist that can do SpO2, heart rate, blood pressure, and ECG is potentially life-saving, which you could argue warrants the high price tag. Now I mentioned UI, and I do want to point out that in many ways this new Wear OS/Samsung UI is so much better than Tizen. It feels a lot smoother and cleaner. For example, customizing watch faces, I think you get a little bit more control with it. You also have that app tray now, which is a lot bigger, a lot clearer, a lot easier to read than the old app wheel that we used to have. And you can look to the Watch 3 and the first gen Galaxy watches to get a reminder of that. Now something interesting that's happened on the UI and software front recently is Wear OS 3.2, which actually brought some pretty crazy changes. I didn't mention this in my battery life section because I don't feel like I've had long enough to test it out yet, but many people are reporting significant improvements in the battery life of the Galaxy Watch 4, up to 54 hours in some cases, and whilst I'm not quite sure I'm hitting the 54-hour mark on a heavy day, I have definitely noticed a change, which is a really great news. The update also brought with it some new watch faces and additional fonts and customization features for existing Galaxy Watch faces. It also brought many changes to exercise and health tracking features, including personal goals and tips for body composition analysis and much more. We also have sleep tracking features now. You can get up to 5 weeks of sleep coaching to help improve the quality of your sleep. The last few bits in the update was the ability to download compatible apps from your phone to your watch automatically, and then there's also a feature that lets you select which wrist you're actually wearing the watch on. This will change the orientation of the screen, making it a little bit easier for the lefties out there. The only thing that I have left to complain about, I guess, is the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic design. I don't mind it, but as we said at the start, there's nothing particularly classic about the Watch 4 Classic. This is where the Fossil Gen 6 sort of sneaks its way into the market. A lot of people want a smartwatch that better resembles a more traditional watch, and I don't think Samsung have got even close here. I feel like they're somewhere in the middle between Apple Watch, which is clearly a futuristic smartwatch, and then the Gen 6, which again, as I said, better resembles a more traditional watch. That being said, I turned mine into this. It was cheap, and in my opinion, it looks better than the original. So if you want to see how to do this, you can check it out over on the side now. For now though, I've been Alex, this has been Take It Easy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.